Hey everybody, it's Friday, March 16th, and I want to talk about a growing trend that I'm noticing on Kickstarter concerning various individuals or established companies doing a Kickstarter for STL files for your 3D printer. Now, for those who don't know, STL file is basically a digital file you put it into your PC, laptop, or directly into a 3D printer, and it prints out the form that you want, be it a tank, plane, a miniature, a figure, piece of art, whatever, what have you. Okay, just in case you didn't know what that is. Okay, so the trend is, and I've seen quite a few of these, and it's always bothered me because what you're getting is a file. You're not getting a physical object in hand in the mail. You're getting basically an email with possibly a zipped file for all these other files, so you can print off these gaming pieces, works of small sculptures, doohickeys, whatever, what have you, and you print them off on your own. Is there a value to it? If you have a 3D printer, definitely, because you're paying a small amount and you can print out as many as you want, and you can resize them to make it suit your needs. I understand that. From an end user who does not have a 3D printer or even access to one, to be honest with you, these type of Kickstarters aren't of any interest to me because I can't get the materials for it. I can't get an end product for it. But that's not the main issue of this, of what this video is about. The video is about, is there a real value for it, and what's the point of it? Now, I was speaking, my friend Fred posted up a particular one, and I'm going to show you what this is in a second. And nothing against the creator of that Kickstarter or any of the Kickstarters. But Fred posted it up. My buddy Todd replied, and we had the same thought process on it. If you've already created the 3D printable file, the STL file, so the work's already been done, it's there. What are you kickstarting? You're not sending me an end product that I can physically hold in my hand that I receive via the post office. You're sending me a digital file that has already been worked. And for the prices for it, are the end users basically paying for your rent, electric bill, your mortgage, car payment? What is it? Why can't you sell these files on your already established web page? Which in this case, this person does have a web page, and a lot of these that I've seen, they've started a web page. From the way I understand it, Kickstarters were meant for a company or an individual to kickstart, quote unquote, a new product line, and they need help funding it in order to get the materials or the equipment to make said materials and produce the model, whatever that model may be, and send it to the end user, being us, the pledgers of the Kickstarter, the backers of the Kickstarter. And don't smoke. If you're youngin', don't smoke. Don't bother. Not worth it. Spend your money on comics, video games, and miniatures. But anyway, so yeah, what is the end value for us? I mean, really, yeah, we can print out a whole bunch of these if we have access to a 3D printer or own one. But the work's already been done. I understand you want to get compensated for your time, because knowing quite a few people in the 3D print industry, I understand it does take some time to design something from scratch and then post it and make it usable on several different formats of 3D printers, from my understanding, from what I've been told by my friends in the industry. And these aren't guys that do this on the side as a hobby. These are professionals taking care of this stuff, doing this stuff as a living. Okay, they make very nice incomes from this, from 3D printing. One of my friends, well, actually 3 of them that I've talked to over Google Hangouts who are in the industry, they've shown me how difficult it can be for some things. Some things are so intricate and detailed, it's taken them days to do it. To just design the model, cut it up, make sure it works, so on and so forth. On the other hand, some models are pretty easy and they can get a complete model that looks amazing. They can have the whole STL file done in about 10 to 30 minutes. And I'm not talking about a 15mm scale model. I'm talking about a nice size, for example, a Baneblade tank, something that size from Warhammer 40k. Something that size done in about 30 minutes, and it looks really, really good. Some of it has to do that they already have some of the assets saved, and they just copy and paste it onto here, rescale it to fit that particular model. But again, that goes into, much like in my prop making days, where initially the starting run for, let's say, 20 Halo helmets was about $110 a piece. But guess what? I've already made the mold, so the next time I do a run, I'm gonna drop it down to 80 bucks. And of course, I'm gonna sell more of those. I already know how to do it. I've got the master mold. I can make them cheaper, but averaged about $70 to $80 for a particular Halo helmet that I was doing at the time. Okay, same thing can apply to 3D printing. Creating 3D STL files. If you already have the assets available to you, what real work are you putting into it? Okay, why am I going to pay $70, $80 for like 10 files when all I'm receiving are the files? And again, I understand that does take time to do some of these models. Some of them it takes no time at all. For me personally, STL file Kickstarters are of no use to me whatsoever because I can't get these models regardless. Okay, so yeah, let me show you this Kickstarter here again, or not again, but for the first time. Alright, so that's the name of it. 3D printable sci-fi tanks on Kickstarter. As you can see, the goal has already been met. The goal was $417 US. He's made almost $5,600. Let's see if we can refresh that. That's converted. Let's refresh the screen real quick. Okay, somebody else just backed it. He's got 23 days to go, so he's well into his goal. The video is not too long. There's no audio at all. All it shows are the 3D renders of it, of the models. And there are some nice models. I'll go ahead and go through real quick here. Oops. So yeah, there's some of the models there. That's what you're getting in your STL pack. So yeah, do they look cool? Definitely. That one on the bottom right, I would definitely love to have. That's a very interesting model. Heck, the one on the left looks pretty cool too. Something I would like. Okay. Some walkers. Optional parts for the walkers. Artillery pieces. This thing. And these are physically painted models. These are real models that have been printed out. And again, they look great. If you were telling me 70 bucks for one of each of these models that I could get in hand, no actual physical models, I'd be all over it. Oh yeah, I'd have no doubt. I would have backed this, no problem. Send me those models, even if it's just one of each. Or if I could pick and choose $70 worth, I definitely would. Okay? Yeah, let's just, take a look. Some instructions how to take it. Stretch goals. Some cool looking stuff. There's still some cool looking stuff left to be unlocked. Well, let's take a look at that goal. Let's take a look at that pledge. It's about a $70 pledge, US, $50 pounds in pounds. Pledge $55 or more, or $77 or more. Then you have the usual £1, or make a pledge without a reward. So again, there it is. Good looking stuff. If you have a 3D printer, is this a value to you? In all honesty, I'm talking about US dollars here. Sorry about that. Again, I don't have any fancy editing equipment or anything like that. But yeah, is this, for those of you in the 3D printing community, is this something that's worth it to you? 70 bucks for these files. You can print off as many as you want. And again, I know people in the industry, professionals, and people who do it on the side as a hobby. Some say yes, some say no. They don't understand this trend either. You're not sending somebody a physical product. I remember one very early one. I won't say who it was. They're an established company with a great reputation, but their Kickstarter showed a bunch of fantasy type houses for D&D. Okay? You receive this, this, and this. It's $50. Okay, cool. I was like, you know what? That's like a complete village there. Let me go ahead and do it. Read through the Kickstarter. Then the day it came, I was like, wow, it's going to be only a month away, and I'll have all this stuff sent out to me. Waiting. Got the email. Here's your reward. I'm like, what reward? And it's an STL file. Well, that Kickstarter in particular did not state you're buying STL files, that you were just buying models. When I see the word models, I'm thinking a physical product in hand, not an STL file. Luckily, this company, again, they have a great reputation. When I explained that to them, and I guess they received quite a few other complaints about this, they refunded my money. No harm, no foul. This was their first Kickstarter. They didn't word it correctly. Totally understandable. They still made their goals and achieved what they wanted to achieve, but it's just a shame I couldn't get these models. I even asked them, hey, can you just print them out for me? I'm willing to pay a little bit more for it. They wouldn't do it because they would be overwhelmed with it, and they didn't have anything to print out en masse what I wanted. But as of late, they've been getting a little bit better things. But as you can see on this one, what you saw in there, underneath the 3D printable sci-fi tanks, it says 3D printable sci-fi vehicles for you to print on your home printer. Very good disclaimer. So that way there's no confusion. If somebody pledges to it, they don't have a printer, that's kind of their own fault for not reading it. You need to read your Kickstarters. So yeah, what do you think? Do you honestly think it's worth buying STL files, pledging high amounts for these STL files? Like I said, this is $77 US, $70 to $80 US. Let's put it like that, in that range, to get files to print out. Is it worth it in the long run? And for those of you who don't have a 3D printer, is this even worth it to you? I mean, because to me, for $77, I want something in hand. I want a physical model sent to me. Let me know your thoughts, your comments. Let's start a debate, an open discussion. All right, take it easy, guys.